This is The Psychology of Spirit with AuKeeRa Rayne. You are invited to add your voice to our program by phone or email. Our toll-free number in North America is 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. The email address is AuKeeRa@sasktel.net. That's AuKeera@sasktel.net. Now, back to The Psychology of Spirit.
But I am not enough. Am I? I'm just not enough. I should already be married and have kids. I should have this job. This is not what society told me I'm supposed to do. It's just not enough. I've failed. I've failed society's definition. You know what? A lot of us live in that mindset. We're bombarded by it every single day. We don't make enough money. We don't own the right things. We're not skinny enough. We're not beautiful enough. We didn't hit our business goal. When do you decide it's enough for you? Remember, your ego will never believe it's enough. Now, you have to wrap your head around that because it's very, very important. That little voice in your head will always be negative. It will always be unhappy. And the goal here is to find balance, not to change who you are, to balance who you are. Your ego is important. Remember the show on ego. It is important. It serves a very integral purpose. So now you're after balance. It is up to you to show yourself what you have accomplished and to be grateful for it. It's up to you to think and believe that you are enough, while all the time the ego is going to tell you you're not. So it does become a fake it till you make it kind of thing sometimes. You get up in the morning and you lost a deal the day before, and your ego's busy telling you, well, see, you suck at your job. And you have to tell yourself, everything happens for a reason. The universe is control of this. I trust what's happening in my world. And I trust myself. I know I did the best I could. Life is knowing we did the best we could in each situation handed to us. If you would have known better or known different, you would have done that. You live in each split second as it occurs. Yes, a split second is the reality that you have. Linear time does not exist. So when we look back and when we look forward, those are just thoughts. In each moment, we do the best of our ability. And that's what we need to learn to give ourselves credit for. In retrospect, it may not have been the right decision, in retrospect. But in that moment, you were perfect. In that moment, you did your best. And that is what you need to give yourself credit for at all times. And that's what you need to be grateful for to the universe at all times. Everything does happen for a reason. Everything is an intricate dance set forth by the universe. Everything falling into place exactly when it's supposed to, and a lot of times unbeknownst to us. We don't know why certain things happen or where they're leading us, because it's the experience we're supposed to be having. So therefore, you are enough. You can't be less than what you are. You're in existence, period. You are in human existence. Therefore, you are enough. Wow. I don't know if I can really wrap my head around that. Your ego will never want you to wrap your head around it because it's so simple. Remember, when we put ourselves in the driver's seat, it means that we're taking responsibility for our lives. It means that we decide to make everything okay, everything good. So how can you make each moment beautiful? Okay, so you wake up and you're having a bad day. Or you're driving home and you're thinking about all the things that have gone on that are just not so beautiful. In that split second, think about something that makes you smile. A person you care about. A scene from a movie. A beautiful sunset. A silly joke. A beautiful song. And feel the smile creep across your face. Did it change anything that happened today? No. It didn't. But look at the way that you're feeling. You're feeling okay. The goal here is contentment. To live in life, in every moment, content, regardless of what you're feeling, is a state of acceptance. And when you are feeling content, it's very easy to be grateful for every single moment. Yeah, but sometimes that's not always easy. You know what, you're right. Sometimes it's not always easy. And what I tell a lot of my clients, and also what I do for myself, is I made a list of things that make me feel good. And if you get my journal, this list is also in the back. There's a few lists in the back. Because it's the little things in life that make us remember how great life is. How good our life is. Make a list of 10 things, 10 little inexpensive things that make you feel good. Sometimes, of course, they're free. What is your favorite music? What's your favorite movie? For me, what's your favorite flower? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite junk food? What's your favorite memory? What's your favorite picture? What's your favorite color? Make a list of these things you find beautiful, things that make your heart just feel better. What's your favorite book? And when you're having a day that is just a little bit too much, do one or two of those things off your list. Having it written down, having visual cues helps us to navigate sometimes when we're not used to doing something or putting something into practice in hopes of helping ourselves. Yes, the ego will say, oh, well, that's silly. I'm not going to do that. Just let your ego talk. It's just trying to bully you. You don't have to say, oh, be quiet or fight with it. And you don't have to let it produce the guilt to stop you from actually just going and getting yourself chocolate that day. If food is something that makes you feel guilty, then you have to find things that make you feel good. Guilt is a phenomenal thing to deal with, and when we're dealing with weight, there is a book out there called The Only Diet There Is by Sandra Rayne. And anybody who is fighting with diet, weight, I highly recommend this book. It's also listed in the first chapter of my book as recommended further reading. I know it's not easy to navigate our thoughts. I know that. That is why I wrote the book, From Above with Love, Basic Knowledge 1. And that first chapter is a doozy because this is what it talks about. It's hard to look at ourselves and say, I am worth feeling content. The first thing is to accept that you're allowed to have your emotions. I am allowed. I'm allowed to feel bad today. I'm allowed to feel mad. The thing is, don't take it out on anybody. Always remember that. They're your emotions. They're your gift. And then take one thing off that list and do it for yourself. It only takes a thought to balance. But sometimes it takes an action of kindness to the self to prove it. We like our visual cues. We like proof. So give yourself proof that you care. Put on your favorite color. Watch your favorite movie. Listen to your favorite music. Give yourself the right to feel content in this life. Doesn't that only make sense? Why would we want a life that we don't like? If we're laying in a cold tub, don't we turn on the hot water to make the temperature comfortable? Why wouldn't you take the small, simple steps to make your life comfortable? And simply, a thought can be that hot water added to the cold bath. It's balance. Hot and cold make warm. Positive and negative create balance. We're all after balance here. You don't want to be neurotic when you make your lists and when you're working on this. Yes, the pendulum swings, and often when we start a new behavior, we go hardcore, and we want the world to know about it. Your life is yours. Yes, I know you want everybody to feel good too. I know that. But don't disempower people by deciding that they need help. Remember, everyone is exactly where they need to be, and it's right for them. If they're meant to find out information, they'll find it out their way. The universe has all of our best interests in mind, and nobody is left behind. Everything is relative. Never look at somebody else and assume that their life isn't where it's supposed to be. We are not God. We do not know the relevance of the dance that they are in at that time. And for them, it's exactly where they need to be. If we are truly meant to play a part in somebody else's life, believe you me, we will. And it will just happen organically and naturally. It will not be forced. Remember, none of us like unsolicited advice. If somebody walked up to you and said, "Hey, I know how to fix you," wouldn't you at first feel a little insulted? And that's a feeling we don't like to feel. We'd rather have somebody walk up to us and say, "You know, I really like you. I think you're really cool." That feels a lot better. We'll talk about beauty more after this.
Listening on a higher dimension. Seventh Wave Network.